Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture's My Life. Now, in this episode, I decided to discuss a topic that I was going over with a recent patient of mine here at the Acupuncture's My Life clinic in New York City. And that was about certain choices many individuals make that they don't realize they'll regret in the long run. See, understand something. As I explained to this patient, I'll explain to you as well. Life is loaded with choices. Simple, small ones to large choices. And some of those choices are insignificant in the long run, but yet some of them are significant. And there's consequences to choices in which we make in life. And you see, as we age, we want to be conscious. We want to be aware of how choices we make today is going to affect us tomorrow. And it's important that we do that. And that acupuncture session that I had with that patient went longer than normal, which is fine. You know, because I enjoy my patients. I enjoy helping them in any way possible. But in this discussion, I felt, not just the conversation was not had just to benefit him, but I decided to have it to benefit you as well. But now discussing choices that can affect us in the long run, that we can quite possibly end up regretting. One, of course, is not making acupuncture part of your life, but another is keeping negative relationships. Because this individual was asking me, how am I perceiving what her causes were with regard to certain stresses? And, periodically I update intakes on patients to see, how their lives have changed. And she was quite surprised that, I was able to assess that she was involved in a negative relationship. You see, keeping negative people around you can drain a person's chi. It really can. And when that happens, you'll start to notice every time you're around this type of energy, you feel tired, you feel bored, you feel depressed. Because your chi is being drained. So you're no longer motivated. You're no longer happy. You no longer enjoy life the way you once did. And it's important that you remove yourself from people as such. It's super important. Another decision you're making today that can affect you in the long run is ignoring your health overall. It includes acupuncture. And this is a regret that can be challenging because of how the human organism works. You see, some individuals do all types of crazy stuff that's unhealthy when they're young. But understand something. Some of the things that you do when you're young can catch up with you when you're older. As you get older, your body slows down, and the bad choices you made in your younger years now start to catch up with you. So this follows a cliche of think before you do. I mean, because you should. And I tout a lot about seeing your medical doctor annually for a physical exam and some blood work. That's important. Take your results to your acupuncturist, one of your wellness visits, and sit down with him or her and go over it. As well as start exercising if you're not. And and this all doesn't have to be done at one time, in one day or in 1 week. Pace yourself. Add more water to your life. Drink more water. Include 20-minute walks, let's say 3 times a week. And all of this is to accompany seeing an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. Because this is important. Because you don't want to age and then reach a certain age and then there's a lot of regret. All right. Another is, and this is out of the realm of acupuncture, but it plays a part because I get patients that are stressed out, and this is about finances, ignoring your finances. Why? Because unfortunately, most of us, finances play a huge role in your success and your happiness in life. Now, me being an acupuncturist, no. I love what I do. I enjoy what I'm doing. I could do it from a park bench if I had to. So I don't need a 20-story medical building where, I'm filling up every room in the building to be like super, super, super rich to say that I'm happy with what I'm doing. But, not to digress. For many, finances play a huge role in their success and their happiness. But a lot of us are terrible with managing money. And this can catch up to us. This can catch up to us when we don't save or spend our money wisely or properly. Just living for today is not good. It isn't. Now, another thing that you can regret in the long run is pretending to be someone that you're not. Now, when we're young, that's a struggle point because of peer pressure. Okay. But as you age, you really want to accept who you are and be happy with yourself. Because when you're pretending to be something or someone that you're not, over time, we tend to lose our authentic selves the more we pretend to be who we are actually not. Because one day you're going to wake up and realize you've been living a lie. And what that does to a person's mental is usually devastating. And then you'll definitely want to see an acupuncturist at that point. So stop trying to impress people by pretending to be someone that you're not. Be happy with who you are, because we're all unique. And we're all here to serve a certain purpose that most of us don't realize that we're here to serve. Another, thing that you can regret, what can I think of, from the conversation is not creating your own life. And this is sort of a continuation from the last point, because it's very hard in life for many to figure out who they actually are. Because, when you grow up, as you're growing up, you have dreams. But then when you don't know who you are, you tend to allow other people's dreams to guide you. Like, you can look at a famous singer. Now, your dream may have been to, when you grow up, become a doctor of acupuncture. But because you're not really in touch with yourself, and this famous singer or singers influenced you, with the lights and the glamour, and so now you want to be a singer when you're really not. You're not. It's a recipe for disaster. You can easily find yourself in a career that you really, really hate. And then as you get older, you look back and say, I regret. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Wish I did something different that I would have enjoyed. I got stuck in a career, a certain lifestyle. And this happens without you thinking. Another's avoiding change. Because as human beings, we're creatures of habit. We fall in love with certain routines, and it's natural, And we tend not to like change once we become comfortable with our routine. And the sad part is some of us tend to take that too far. And they totally refuse to change anything. Understand something. If you're unhappy with your life right now, change it. You have the power to change it. Start by seeing an acupuncturist on a regular basis. Change it. Because you could look up 10 years from now and you'll be the same old you. And everything in your life will be the same as well. So you have the power to make that change. You know what? Do me a favor. If you're lifting something heavy right now, moving furniture, you're in the gym, rest it down for a second. If you're crossing the street, I want you to hurry up and safely get across the street. If you're in the middle of a conversation, pause the conversation. If you're operating a vehicle, car, truck, bus, motorcycle, pull it over to the side of the road. If you're flying aircraft, autopilot or land it now. Because now I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open them. Boom. You are now brand new. And brand new you are. Okay. But now another thing that's interesting is individuals who stay in bad relationships. Sometimes, a lot of times, this is individuals' biggest regret. Because they'll go through like decades, possibly, or years, safer to say, in a bad relationship, and then finally walk away from it when they should have done it a long time ago. And they have that everlasting regret for the rest of their lives. Don't do that. Okay? Because when you do that, you're hanging around in a relationship because you feel less of yourself, as if you don't deserve better. And I'm not being absolute, with this recommendation, only because, if there are children involved, the birth of a child can change the dynamic of a relationship greatly. And a lot of times in today's Western society, for the worse. So that sacrifice does need to be made, and you have to bend a little more. But if you're bending more than you should be for an extended period of time, you need to really start giving your situation some thought. But I will say, once you have a child, that that life comes first. It's no longer just about you and possessing the I, me, I. No. The child comes first. That's all I'm going to say to that. Now, another regret is individuals who think the grass is always greener on the other side. You know, it's a normal thing to be envious of the success of other people. That's normal. Don't think less of yourself if you experience that from time to time. But I do want you to understand something, that once you begin to believe that other individuals have it better than you, now you tend to enter into a troubled situation, i.e. depression, anxiety. And now envy begins to overtake our lives. And then you begin to constantly feel unhappy and think that everyone is always out to do you wrong. Okay? Just because you may see someone else succeed or feel that they've succeeded, it's not always true. You know, never judge a book by its cover, but we tend to give in to the idea that the grass is always greener. And no. Most times it's not. Because a lot of times you only seeing the good part. In the highly filtered society today with social media and these filters that's on it, you know, a lot of times when you look at posts of individuals, you're not looking at the true person. And that makeup, hair comes off and the filters are brought back to normal. That's the real person you're looking at. Think about that. Another thing that you may regret later in life is being lazy. And it's very easy to be lazy these days. You know, the system is set up for you to be lazy because everything is made so easy. And it wasn't like that when I was growing up, and I loved my youth. You know, you had to do chores, you had to work hard for what you got. But it allowed you to appreciate it more. And it puts you in a healthier spectrum than the ones today that exist. Because technology, honestly, in my opinion, is ruining so many people. It's allowing you to live a sedentary life. And I'm telling most of my patients and my audience that listens globally, constantly saying, you have to move, you have to be active, exercise, walking, and all types of stuff, and making acupuncture a part of your life. You know, no one wants to cook anymore. They want their food delivered to them. You know, that's insane. It's insane. You're headed down a slippery slope. Because you look up 10 years from now, and goals and dreams that you've once had will be a distant memory. Please remember that. You know, and another thing is giving up too early, quitting too soon. Sometimes we embark upon a journey relative to a dream we may have. Because it becomes difficult, we tend to give up. Oh, forget this. And giving in to defeat. You know, we failed, so I'm giving up because I failed. Let me tell you something. Some of the most powerful lessons is in failure. Because once you overcome that obstacle that served as an impediment relative to your objective, think about those times when you have. How good did you feel on the other side of that mountain? You felt badass. Nothing could stop you. Okay? Understand, a lot of times in life, failure is your best teacher. And the next time you think about quitting something, take a step back. Process it and reprocess it until you succeed. Okay? And just learn how to live and understand the fact that health is wealth, because the wealth isn't in the bank, it's not in a retirement account or cryptocurrency account. The wealth is not in your pocket, your purse, or your wallet. The wealth isn't under the doghouse in the backyard. It's not under your mattress. It's not in the shoebox in the closet. The wealth is in you. Understand that. Okay? Teach yourself how to live an adventurous life. If you feel you don't know what it is you actually want to do, then attempt to be adventurous. And life will open that door and show you. Give yourself self-improvement tips. See an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. Okay? Because life is full of choices. And every day we make choices, starting from what side of the bed we want to get up on. Which foot will go in the slippers first? Do I take a shower first, or do I brush my teeth first? What should I eat for breakfast? What time should I leave to start my day? Every day we make choices that impact our direction in life. And some of those decisions, some of those choices tend to have a major impact. Not just on today, but on tomorrow as well. But I will say this. Do me a favor. Make acupuncture a part of your life, okay? Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?